Now, this Forte album I'm reviewing, I know it's been out for a few years now. I know he's brought out another album since this album dropped. But it's something that I think is worthy of an album review, and it's even that good that you really have to listen to this album if you really do appreciate how great Aussie hip hop is, because this album is impressive. And Forte worked hard to put this album together. Anyone that knows Forte's story knows how much of an effort he put into making this album an absolute masterpiece. Now, the first song, In the Sky, is a soulful lament to anyone that Forte lost throughout his life, and he pays homage to all those people he knew. And it's very deep and quite a sad kind of a song. It's visceral and it's powerful, it's poignant. It's something that people need to listen to if they love Aussie hip hop. It's quite touching. So In the Sky is an awesome introduction to the album. Now, track 2, Do What I Gotta. It's a braggadocious song, and it's really a fun song. So it's quite uplifting. From going from track 1 to track 2, it's more of a song that I think was chosen for that spot on the album because it uplifts you. Because you're going to be on a down when you hear In the Sky, the first track on the album. You're going to be feeling down and out, and then track 2 picks you up. So it's perfect. It has a perfect selection, right? And every track on this album, has been put there with a lot of thought. So there's a lot of thoughts gone into this album, and it shows. Track 3, What It Seems, that speaks wisdom. It has a very contemporary hook. And it makes a lot of sense. The lyrics have resonate very deeply with a lot of people. So a lot of people are going to be able to relate, to track 3. It's another impressive song. And then if you want to, then as this album progresses, track 4, this is where Forte starts opening up about everyday street life in Sydney, and you start to for anyone that's been through a struggle or lived in the harsh environments of Southwest Sydney, or any disenfranchised and impoverished suburb in Australia is going to be able to relate to track 4. So it speaks truth and it speaks in volumes to those that can relate to it. So it has a lot of appeal there. And I think track 5, I Pray, this is impressive because Forte said in his interviews before, he said that, he kind of rates Cormega just above Nas. And, it's someone that he was influenced by in his earlier years and he got to do a song with. So I Pray, track 5, seeing Forte do a collaboration with Cormega is impressive. And, it's a redemption song. So that's what I associate this song with, redemption. So it's another powerful song. It's up there, with like track 1. It's powerful and meaningful and soulful. So yeah, first 5 tracks, amazing. Now track 6, Live for the Day. Forte shows you how he can step up his flow. He hits it at the beat at a higher BPM. It's faster paced, and he shows you that he can do boom bap as well as the faster sort of appealing raps of today. So he steps it up incredibly with track 6. Now track 7, No Love for the Game. It speaks about all the fake shit in the streets, all the fake shit in the music industry. The hook hits hard. And it's something that I can relate to as being an artist myself and having been through the same street shit as Forte. I can definitely relate to track 7, and the lyrics really resonated and hit hard and hit home with me. So I kind of really appreciated track 7. And it's still, this album still, to this day I still play it. It's still an album that, most real people will relate to. You know, Shit Done Changed featuring Hobson. That's an amazing song again, featuring an American artist who, at that time when that song was done, Hobson was the hottest thing in the game. Hobson has dropped off the scene a bit now, because Hobson's gone through the ups and downs of, his own personal life, and he's not making music on the scene as much as what he did, but Hobson was the hottest thing going back then. So this was an incredible effort, and people can't overlook that fact that Fortay did a song with one of the hottest artists at the time, one of the most popular, and Fortay is right there on a song with him on this album. The next track, Goodbye, is deep and introspective, and I really liked it. I thought that again it was a very meaningful song. West Syd Story was dope. Track 11 is also decent. Now, track 13, The Area, that's another song that really stood out to me. It tells the story of Fortay's early days and the friends around him. He tells stories about how, they were getting into trouble and, what happened around his area. And again, anyone that has been through a struggle can relate to that. Anyone that has had to really, deal with life in the suburbs will be able to relate to that song. And that song resonated with a lot of people I know. So again, track 13, The Area, awesome. The Next Level, similar to The Area with its message. It's on those same lines. Definitely a decent song. Again, I really like that song. And then, track 15 came, and, I listened to that. It was, Ain't My Fault. Talks about all the frustrations that people feel, and the frustrations is something that I can relate to. Anyone that's been in the music scene can relate to. And then track 16 is kind of, it speaks about, things that we can all sort of, deal or fiend. It's painting a picture of like you're either on one side of the fence or the other. You're either a dealer or a fiend. It's telling a story that, like, I guess a lot of people that are going to be able to relate to it if they if they've really lived life. And this album shows that Fortay has really lived life. You can tell. It comes out in his lyrics. Anyone that is real will relate to this album. And he has a lot of life experience. We're talking about someone that has been around the scene a long time, 20 years. It's a long time, and he has even longer. If you go back even further than that, he's really come out in the late 90s in West Sydney, so he has a lot to bring into music, and this really, the lyrics of these songs really tap into that life's experience that Fortay has had, and he brings it to you. So an impressive album, impressive effort. If you love Aussie hip hop, then this should be a must album in your collection. Anyway, I'm Emcee Rapology. This is my review of this masterpiece of an album. Peace.